our way out to Mavulu, where we're building the church, a very rural area, and today we're just finishing up building the rafters and the trusses so they can put the tent on tomorrow. The first day we got here, we built 3 trusses, and then the second day we were able to finish up the other 2 and get them up. And the final truss, we had all of the construction team sign the truss, and we even had some of the pastors sign the truss. And then when we finally got that thing in there and got it up, it's like, you know, raising the cross on top. My dad was always involved in missions, and you know, it's the thing to do. You know, reach others for the world. That's kind of the motto of Asbury. Glorify God and make disciples. And then now is helping others follow Jesus. So it's very rewarding to work alongside the people here and helping them realize their dreams.
For 20 years, Asbury's been working in Tanzania, helping to establish and build churches in the Kami and other tribes here in Tanzania. This is a great example of it here in Mavulu, the village behind me. This church started with one family who were believers here in this village. And as they began to talk, and with the help of other evangelists in nearby villages, more and more people came to know Jesus. And so the church grew. And so they established a small little meeting spot made out of sticks and grass covering. And they've been meeting in that for several years now. But the church has outgrown that. How exciting. And so Asbury traveled 9,000 miles here this week to help build their new building so that they can grow even more.
In the countryside, people has no money. But nowadays we changed our way of working together with our partners. There are areas we're telling people, okay, you cannot manage to buy things from the shop, but you can join us for doing other things, other possible things, like bringing sand, like bringing water to the site when we're building, so that the project will be owned by them.
Our team built trusses, 5 trusses to be the structure of the roof. And while the men were working on that, the women were trying to figure out what we could do to be a part of this new church. So we decided that what we could do is to make some altar cloths for each of the traditional seasons of the church, and that they would then have those as something to decorate their church and tie us together from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Mavulu, Tanzania.
These churches out in the villages, many of these people have very little monetarily, yet they still give what they can to the church. Maybe that's a few shillings here and there, a small amount of money, or it could be a bag of beans or some eggs or a chicken.
I think one of the most memorable things that I'm taking away from my visit to Tanzania is that I had the privilege of attending the last church service held in the old stick and mud facility that this community had been using for the last 3 years. It was a ceremony with the entire congregation present, and a lot of the participants, people from the outside, attending this last ceremony in the church. And when we got finished, we stood up and we shook hands with everybody in the community, and we marched single file out of that building, down the path, and into the new church building, where we again shook hands with everybody as we entered the new church. It reminded me years ago at Asbury, when we walked from our old facility at 61st and Sheridan, the 3 or 4 miles up the road to our new building on Mingo. I had that same feeling a couple of days ago from the old church to the new church here in Tanzania. That feeling of optimism, that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of hope. God was present in this community. Jesus Christ was active, and only good things were going to take place.